What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, for today's video I have again several news and I have to admit that these news are really important and on the one hand, yes, we have some internal fluctuations, let's put it this way, inside the community. But on the other hand, the job has to be done. And for now, I see that only one part of the community is actively pursuing this goal. Unfortunately, yes, we have the most recent news that some people think that Scott and Mark are not the best, let's put it this way, not the best community members, because they pursue their own goals without any type of interests to the other part of MMTLP community. But guys, in my opinion, it is not the case. And in my today's video, I will explain you why I think so. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's start with the most important news that was published by Scott Trott again. He published it just several hours ago, and he said, "Filed my objection to FINRA's motion to dismiss late last night, and here it is. I've raised every conceivable US constitutional issue against them under the Appointments Clause, the Separation of Powers Doctrine, and the Non-Delegation Clause. They are a monopoly along with their usual cadre of big hedges and brokers. So I've tagged them with Sherman antitrust violations that allow for 3x damages under the Clayton Act if the court allows me to amend it. Attached is all the proof needed to show that FINRA claims ownership of OTC securities and does operate its own exchanges internally in violations of West Virginia versus EPA and to some extent Looper Bright Enterprise versus Raimondo. I asked the court for injunctive relief as a failsafe, so that if claims against FINRA for damages are denied, the injunctive relief under SEC versus Sloan to restart trading should survive on its own, if only to be superseded by a two-position clause only writ of mandamus filing independent of this case. Some of you may appreciate the last few pages on the Iron Pentagon, as it wraps up all the disadvantages and unconstitutional ways that MMTLP has served as the lightning rod to bring all the abuse into the light. I think we've done that here. And he added the link to the Google Drive. Guys, I don't want to dig deeper inside this 140 pages document. I want to pay your attention to just a couple of very important and interesting paragraphs. First of all, definitely Scott is challenging FINRA's immunity, and on the section 3 he wrote, FINRA does not have immunity because acted in its commercial interests and is therefore subject to suit because it didn't act within its regulatory duties. And he added this information. This was the original distribution of shares to the following members of the UPC committee on or about October the 20th of 2021. The UPC members are listed with their companies. Tom Nicholson received 26,000 shares. Stephen Paul Dapik with his Pershing LLC received 1.259 million shares. And guys, we have a list of people who were and who are members of UPC committee who implemented this U3 halt, who received these shares. And this means they acted and basically this means it is a pure conflict of interest because they acted in their own favor. On top of that, guys, if you try to search the dollar sign, you can see that on page 18th on this section 7, Scott wrote this: FINRA is allowing MMTLP and MMTLP to trade overseas. And we know that and I showed you this information in my videos, Tiger Brokers, a global broker-dealer based in Asia, assigned the symbol TRCH.CMT to the metamaterials A preferred shares. And I have to say that the price of the shares back in December of 2022 was up to $1,000 or more per share. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. The same exact ticker symbol NXBR that still represents the next bullish hydrocarbons from August 2023 to March 2024 was also tradable on the Singapore Stock Exchange. During this period, level 2 pricing increased from approximately $500 per share to just over $1,000 per share. And guys, this is mind-boggling. On top of that, Scott added all of the screenshots of these trading activities to this document, and that is why it has 140 pages. And that is why, guys, I think this is an amazing filings that was made by Scott, and he acted and he acts as a huge machine to achieve our goal. I don't know why, but a lot of people from MMTLP community think that he acts in his own favor without any interests of other MMTLP and original TRCH shareholders. But guys, it is not the case. I can ensure that if and when he wins his lawsuit, definitely you can follow his steps and you can use his case as a part of your lawsuit in your own favor, and definitely you can join this lawsuit as amicus, some kind of I don't remember the exact definition, like amicus brief or something like that. And you can be added to this lawsuit from the legal perspective. On top of that, guys, you know that Scott is not a lawyer, but let me show you this tweet that was written by Mark Basile in regards to these recent filings. He wrote, "The filing is very good and should capture the attention of the federal court judge. Anyone opposing Scott is against the community and its desire to secure the data and resolution it has been looking for the last 2 years." And guys, I have to say that ask yourself honestly, if Scott wins this battle, will you accept his lawsuit as part to your own resolution? If yes, then why do you oppose him? If no, then do your own lawsuit, act as you think is the best way to see the resolution, and just leave everything aside. But I have to admit that some people want to just discredit the community from inside. And I have to say that, let me show you, for example, this tweet that was written by Anna. And Anna wrote a call to action, direct call to action, with the information that FINRA has been engaging in antitrust activity by operating as a de facto exchange while publicly denying it. And here's the FINRA's anti-competitive practices. FINRA operates multiple undisclosed trading venues such OTCC, OTCBB, XADF, and OTC-UTP, misrepresenting its role and allowing MMTLP and MMAT to trade in these opaque markets. MMTLP misclassified as a bond on December 8th of 2022. Bloomberg reported MMTLP as a bond. It took me 1 day of reviewing this to start asking questions. Why was this misclassified as a bond? What is OTCC? FINRA's actions are clouding the real share count and trading actions. Antitrust implications. FINRA's operation as both a market regulator and venue operator is a direct violation of antitrust laws. These hidden practices distorted the market, contributed to Metamaterials' bankruptcy, and enabled illegal trading. Despite some in the community having access to this critical information, they missed the opportunity to act or share it. I ran my filings through AI for fact-checking, see below, and I've tied it to Timmy Donahue's brilliant discovery on FINRA's OTC UTP and XADF. This fight is not just about speculation, it's about facts that are now ready to see the light in a court of law. Thank you, Scott, for bringing this battle to the courts. More evidence will be made soon. It's time for Congress to act. Let's give them the tools to fight for the truth. And guys, this information is added to the recent Scott wrote case. And unfortunately, take a look right here. Due diligence wrote this, MMTLP, I start talking up Congress again. And here comes Anna trying to direct traffic. Let me speak plainly. Do not do anything unassessed with respect to Congress, and do not take her with you to Zoom meetings. Come to me or go to Reach or MMAT. Learn from previous mistakes. Guys, I have no idea why some people from MMTLP community act like due diligence, because we know that previously we had a lot of chances to push the case through Congress. We acted as a community and we achieved quite substantial results from Ralph Norman's office when he prepared the letter to Gary Gensler and Robert Cook with the questions, and this letter was signed by 74 members of Congress. Unfortunately, Ralph Norman changed his mind because of the fine that was implemented by SEC to MMAT, John Burda and George Palikros because of allegedly their illegal actions as the pump and dumpers. And I have to say, guys, that this saga is very tricky, and in my opinion, we have to unite at this very moment, because all of these fights inside the community will not lead us anywhere. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. 100 MPH wrote this in response to Drew Diligence tweet. Drew starts talking Congress again. Really, you gaslighting prick. After Drew sabotaged several offices on purpose in the past, let's see who has the balls to admit that. He can go to DC, can go to Pult event, and now programs shareholders into believing he has done more good than Anna. Mistakes or not, you're full of crap, and everyone who has relationships with the local and DC offices knows it. Just because you wrote some solo letters and created some scripts after the congressional campaigning began doesn't make you know all be all go to guy savior of the MMTLP community. So I have to admit that I don't like, guys, I don't like these actions inside the community. You know, I'm completely unbiased. I don't have any shares of MMTLP and never had, but I want to help you. And my main help is to spread the information to as many people as I can. And that is why I am doing these videos. And I have to admit that for now, we can clearly see two parts of the community. One part where you can find Scott Roth and Mark Basile are acting through litigation processes. And for now, I think we have more chances to win this battle through this path. The other path is trying to discredit these two people and is trying to, let's say it, pretend that they are also acting extremely active in order to achieve these goals through other potential paths like congressional path. But guys, for now we don't have anything on the table except two RICO lawsuits that were filed by Scott and Mark Basile, where the lead plaintiff is Antitrust, that will potentially give us this resolution. And if one of these lawsuits, or both of them, it is 100% possible, will give you this resolution, will you accept it? And if the answer is yes, you have to help these people as well. And if the answer is no, then act the way that you think the most prominent for the community. And if you achieve your results through your path, shout out to you, and everyone will admit it. Otherwise, guys, please stop attacking each other. It will not lead us anywhere. Let me show you another tweet that was posted by Steph, and he refers to the tweet that was published by Jenna, where she said that Scott lied to the community. And He wrote, "First, thank you, Jen. Secondly, I encourage everyone to come to their own conclusion after assessing all information factors, but just want to add a couple other points. If I remember correctly, the team at NBH said those that transfer to AST would be eligible for 1-to-1 of NUCA. I read between the lines. And guys, for now, I don't know will these shares be distributed and probably I missed it, but I don't think that these shares were distributed to the MMTLP shareholders who transferred shares to AST. And if these actions didn't happen, I have again couple of questions. Why it didn't happen and when it should happen? So quite interesting fact. Next one, McCabe himself put up millions of his own money to keep things going. I read between those lines as well. And yes, Greg McCabe pays from his own pocket to some of the actions that needed to be done from the company's perspective. But at the same time, guys, we know that he sold a lot of his shares right before the U3 halt, and he benefited a lot. And on top of that, guys, despite the fact that he wrote this letter to Scott, he didn't answer to any of the questions that Scott asked him. And definitely it is also a huge question mark. On top of that, guys, let me show you another couple of tweets. Let me show you this one. Scott Roth responded to the tweet that was written by Positive and Negative. Nothing you say now means anything. I believe that you were compromised. If your lawsuit was actually real, you had Schwab dropped in a corner. They knew this. They came to you with a garbage pile of money and you just could not say no. You did what they asked and it backfired. If I'm wrong, then the only other scenario is that you were a pawn from the very beginning and you work for the same people Mark works for. A lot of the language you use is the same language Mark used. You have lost all credibility. You now have egg on your face. I wish you luck, man, because you will definitely need it. And Scott wrote this response. Seek help, seriously. You assess me being compromised because I asked McCabe questions. He didn't answer any of them. Still hasn't answered whether he was subpoenaed by the SEC to date. Then McCabe said, I asked for special favors. Like what? Answering questions about share counts, shorts. So, let's review. There hasn't been any rulings in my case yet, and you think I took money from Schwab to ask McCabe questions? Hell no. Dude, what's your IQ? 80 at best. Let's go a little further here. I work for the same people Mark works for. Mind identifying them? Or are you content just to throw out baseless allegations because that's your comfort zone? And actually doing an exhaustive inquiry to McCabe's action in MMTLP and next breach requires you to have critical thinking skills that you obviously checked at the door to get your Good Boy Spaces Club membership card. Yes, I'm so-called compromised. That's why I spent last week writing and editing the filing and researching with other folks involved in MMTLP to make sure my 32 pages of law and argument against FINRA, supported by about 50 pages of appendix to prove my case, went in last night. Yeah, that's exactly what someone who is so-called compromised or bought off my Schwab would do. Best you take some Logic 101 courses at the local community college, and then at the very least you might find your so-called safe spaces easier. And guys, I have nothing to add to this statement because in general, who is the most active person on the litigation field right now? Definitely it is Scott. And I have to say that I completely understand the people who are trying to make some allegations that are not, let's put it this way, that are not comfortable for Scott, because if they don't understand something, it is much easier to say that it is some kind of conspiracy theory, and Scott doesn't act for himself. He is just a puppet in the hands of a puppeteer. But guys, no one will prove this theory, and believe me, if you just act without any useless talkings, you will achieve your goal. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Mark, as a lawyer, wrote this in response to Scott's tweet. He wrote, "No one has been able to provide a single stitch of proof either one of us is compromised. I work for my clients, and right now that's Anna Trades, no one else." It's one thing to say someone is compromised, it's another thing to prove it. That's a very dangerous narrative to be thrown around when it actually seems the ones accusing us of being compromised may actually be the ones that are actually compromised. And expect a few new documents to be served later this week. So definitely Mark is warning all the people who try to say that they were and they are compromised. At the same time, guys, he gave us this tip that he will file a couple of new documents in his RICO lawsuit. That is why, guys, these two people, to be honest, like it or not, they are the most active people of the MMTLP community. And I have to say that you might like them or not, but if they achieve their goals, you will definitely accept it. And that is why you have to help them, at least by stopping fight them. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and two children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap.